Hey, it's me, Sick AF, here to do a manga haul video. This is my first ever manga haul video. My camera is not centered. Sorry. This is my first ever manga haul video, so I don't really have like a set formula I'm gonna follow on it. That sentence was a mess, so I mean that's a good sign. And because I'm sick, I can't really think of one. I'm just gonna list these off in like alphabetical order, just because it's simpler for me to just do that right now with my head full of cold medication. So I bought 25 pieces of manga from 12 different series. Seeing as how this is my first manga haul, it's my biggest manga haul yet, and it's also my smallest manga haul yet. And I'm very excited to read more. No, buy more. I'm very excited to buy more. I'm a collector at heart, so having like tons of stuff is very exciting to me. I do read a lot of it. Why am I explaining all this? I'm just gonna get right into this. So the first thing I'm gonna haul here is volume 1 of Burrito. I was watching the Burrito anime. I really liked the Burrito anime, and I've heard that, like, with the thing with Naruto where there's a lot of, like, filler stuff in the anime and the manga's a lot faster, that, like, the manga's more entertaining. So I thought, oh, maybe Burrito's the same way, and I saw this for sale, and I'm like, I have some money to burn, so I threw it down and I got this one. I read it, and I have to agree, like, this manga takes... It happens so much faster. Like, this whole first arc in Burrito is just filler, basically. It's just setting stuff up to get into this one. So I'm still gonna watch the anime, but I'm really gonna be focusing more on the manga for Burrito. The next thing that I bought, oh, and they're cold. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4 of the Omnibus Collector, or the Omnibus, of the Omnibus Collection of Cardcaptor Sakura. So this is essentially, once I lift it all up, so this here is essentially the entire Cardcaptor Sakura manga series as it is now. Like, the clear card arc is coming soon in English, so I'm gonna get that. I have to pre-order that, but like, I'm gonna get that. I was a fan of, well, then it was called Cardcaptors when I was a kid watching the original dub, and I was a huge fan of Cardcaptors. And as an adult, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of differences between the original Japanese anime and like anime dubs that were from when I was a kid, so I decided to read the manga, and holy crap, are things different in the manga. The manga is so much better. It's up there as one of my favorite. Is it? I mean, yeah, it's up there. It's one of my favorite manga series. Clamp just does good work. I just love Clamp. The next thing I bought is Volume 2 of Doubt. This is, I think it's the second half of the series. Like, it's only 2 volumes. Yeah, Volume 2 final. I read Volume 1 of Doubt this month, and I really need to get Volume 2 of Doubt, and it was in the bookstore, and I'm like, well, I kind of need it. So I grabbed it. I still haven't read it yet, but holy crap, do I ever need to read Doubt and finish Doubt, because Doubt was really good. I've heard some people actually complain and say that Doubt is not that imaginative, is not that great of a story, but like, as someone who is just getting back into horror manga, Doubt is really solid. So, until I know better, Doubt's pretty good. The next thing I picked up is this beautiful hardcover edition of Volume 1 of Erased, and oh, I know it's just a little damaged, but that's fine. She's gonna get damaged as I read her. I watched the Erased anime oh yeah, it was only last year. For some reason it feels like ages ago. I watched the Erased anime last year, and I really enjoyed it, and I've seen this in a couple other hauls, and I was like, God, I really need to find that, and I was in Chapters, and they just had it, and I'm like, well damn, now I have to throw down my money again. There's a theme here where I just throw money at people, and I get manga in return. But everything about this manga just looks so beautiful, and it's got a cute little dust jacket on it, and I have not read it yet. It is on my TBR for manga. It is high on my TBR for manga because I'm very excited to get to this. I'm just hoping that I enjoy it as much as I'm sure I'll enjoy it at least as much as I like the anime. I'll probably enjoy it a lot more It's about a boy who... Well, it's about a teenage kid who can travel back in time when he sees someone die to prevent their death, and then his mother ends up dying, and he goes all the way back to his childhood to try and prevent that murder from happening, because that's when the series of events that led to his mother's death start taking place. And it was a weird, uncomfortable, emotional ride to watch, so I'm hoping it's at least as good to read. Next, and this should come as no surprise if you've watched any of my reading wrap-ups for the week, is I bought volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and, well, I mean, technically this one was a gift, but I'm still going to haul it, volume 5 of Inspector. So that is, unless I'm mistaken, all the volumes of Inspector currently released in English, and now I have read all of them. And it starts off solid, gets really, really good, kind of dips off in this one, but I'm really hoping to kind of like pick it up again with the next few volumes. This one follows this lovely girl whose name I can't remember right now, and I feel kind of dumb about it, but I'm also very sick, so that's okay. And Kuro, I remember his name. They both have the ability to see yokai, him because he ate them, which is gross, and her because they made her a god to them. Which, now that I'm saying it out loud, is actually pretty badass. Basically what it is there is a mysterious, ghostly specter thing. They don't understand what it is, and that thing is haunting, and they're just trying to figure out what she is and try and get rid of her before she hurts someone. And spoiler, she hurts someone. And I'm actually really mad that that character died, because that character was one of my favorites, even though he was like barely in it. He just... yeah. I'm sad. So a couple weeks ago, I had placed a giant order for manga through Chapters, and I was waiting for it to be delivered. I ordered that on a Friday on my payday, and then on Monday I got an email from Chapters being like, hey, we have the Legend of Zelda Legendary Edition mangas for sale for 40% off, and I did a thing, and I bought them all. Like, I own all of them now. So that is the Ocarina of Time, the Oracle of Ages and the Oracle of Seasons, Majora's Mask, and A Link to the Past, the Minish Cap and the Phantom Hourglass, and the Four Swords. So I now have all 5 of these, which are published in the Legendary Edition. I did happen to see, though, however, that they are publishing Twilight Princess now as a manga, so I have to pick up that. And then eventually I'll just replace them as the Legendary Editions as they come out, because I'm that guy. But as of right now, I have not read any of these. It's going to be really weird for me to read them and have, like... Because I was kind of flipping through Ocarina of Time, and Link says things, like he speaks, he emotes, he has voices, and I hear that... I don't actually even know if he speaks in Breath of the Wild. I know there's voice acting in it. I don't know if Link has any dialogue in it. It'd be really weird if he did. I have to play Breath of the Wild, but I have gone on a tangent. It's going to be really strange when reading these manga to have Link say things, because he says stuff, and that's just not normal for me to see. So that's going to be a weird sort of switch, and I'm really excited for that. I need a Switch. Next up, I bought Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 1. I just kind of had an itch that only a Gundam thing would scratch, and I've heard about this one. I've seen it in the store a few times, and I was like, you know what, let's just get Thunderbolt, because, well, I was going to get Mobile Suit Gundam Origins, but those things are hella expensive, and then also there's a Gundam Wing thing coming out soon that I'm going to get eventually. Well, no, I'm not going to get it eventually. I'm going to get it as it's released because I'm trash. But yeah, this one follows 2 ace pilots. One of them has a Gundam, one of them doesn't, and they just keep crossing paths, and they both really like music for some reason. And the Gundam design in this one is pretty cool. Gundam. Next things that I bought are Volumes 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4 of Tokyo Ghoul. I bought Volume 1 of Tokyo Ghoul last year, like ages ago, and I really liked it, and then I just never bought anything else. Like, I just never continued to buy Tokyo Ghoul. And now that I've read 4 volumes of it, I feel like an idiot because Tokyo Ghoul is really good and I should have stuck with it. And now I have to play catch up, which actually is not that bad because, I mean, there's only 12-ish. I think there's only 12 volumes in English right now, and the last one's about to be published, and then there's the Tokyo Ghoul Re. But I just hope to catch up on Tokyo Ghoul, read it all, and then like get into Tokyo Ghoul Re. Next up, I bought... Oh, you've taken some damage. I bought Volume 1 Omnibus. I bought the Volume 1 Omnibus of Tsubasa. I read Volume 1 and 2 of the original when I was a kid, and I thought that I had gotten a lot farther into it when I was a kid. I was like 19. And I thought I got a lot farther into it, and it turns out I have not. So this omnibus actually had stuff in it that I've never read of Tsubasa, and I remember reading and liking Tsubasa a lot more than I apparently actually did. I still like Tsubasa, and I'm gonna pick up all the different omnibus editions that come out. I think that sentence made sense. And then I'm just gonna collect Tsubasa, because there's a new Tsubasa series being published, and spoiler, I also bought that. I bought Volume 1 of Tsubasa World Chronicle. I want to read it, but I also know that I haven't finished Tsubasa, so like I kind of read a few spoilers on how Tsubasa ends, so I could go right into World Chronicle, but I think I'm going to hold off on reading World Chronicle until I finish the Tsubasa omnibus editions. I really want to have it. I want to collect it on my shelf because I'm Clamp trash and I love Clamp. Next up, continuing in Clamp, and this is just sort of ironic because the titles are so similar, but this one is Holic. I assume it's Holic. Everyone has always said Holic, but like there's 3 X's in front of it. Is it supposed to be triple X Holic? Is it XXX Holic? I just called it Holic. This is the Volume 1 Omnibus of Holic. This is quite possibly one of the... not one of the best. It's not one of the best. It is one of my favorite mangas to read, though. I just adore the characters in it. I love the space-time with Yuko. Oh my god, Yuko. I would kill to have Watanuki's life and get to work with Yuko day in and day out. This dude sees spirits, and he doesn't like that, so he goes to the witch Yuko and is like, let me stop seeing spirits. And she's like, that's fine, but you have to work for me. And then he just kind of learns life lessons about what humans are like and humanity and stuff like that through the customers in the shop and the customers. Well, I can't remember much further than this initial omnibus, but they don't have a good survival rate, these customers. I have read all of Holic, and I'm just kind of recollecting them all in omnibus edition so I can reread them and just have them on the shelf and look at them and enjoy them. And in that same vein as the Tsubasa thing, I also bought the first volume of Holic Ray. There's some weird stuff happening in Holic Ray. This takes place right after the end of Holic, which I don't understand how that's possible because things in this book don't make sense towards the ending of Holic, the original Holic, unless I'm remembering things wrong, which is possible, but I don't think that I am, and I've got to collect more of these because I need to know what's happening and why things are the way they are, because they shouldn't be. And yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna scoot myself right here in front of the shelf. But this is all the manga that I bought in the month of August. I don't know if I'm in frame. I need one of those cameras with like the flippy thing where I'm in focus, but I'm pretty sure that you can see me. And even if not, like this is what you're here for. This is an exciting collection of manga that I've purchased. I have read a good chunk of these, and the stuff that I have not read I'm very excited to read. There's nothing that I've bought so far that has just been like to finish out a series, and I would buy that stuff. I am that person. I have to complete the series. It would just be like a slower purchase, but this is what I've got for August, which is, no, this is July. This is what I bought for July. What am I doing? So this is the manga that I bought in July, and yeah, that's it for this one. I guess I'll see you guys next time with another video, hopefully where I talk about stuff that I've actually read on this shelf of things. And yeah, bye.